let's get into these updates, okay, with this Diddy case, because things is definitely hitting and heating up, so to say. Let's get into the factors of this secret witness, okay? I don't know how y'all feel about the secret witness, but I know how Tay feels about the secret witness. And me personally, if you want to actually know who the secret witness is and their actual activity in the situation, all you got to do is go to Little Rod's basic lawsuit, basically, okay? Because this person that's on the stand that's acting like a victim, no, they definitely should be a co-defendant. I keep saying it, okay? She was also the one that was directing and making a lot of movements, okay? When he was the person reaching out or needing someone to reach out, who was he using to do it? It was her, okay? She played a lot of parts within this situation when it comes to Mr. Combs, okay? So don't let this victim role fool y'all. A lot of these women, they definitely put themselves within the situation of agreeing to be within these parties, right? These parties. Hey, everybody coming in, welcome. Definitely hit the like button for Tay. Please hit that like button. It definitely puts me out in the algorithm, baby. And we need these updates to definitely get out there, because the person that's on the stand that's playing victim, she is not a victim at all. These people was a part of these parties, right? And jealousy is a real thing. Each one of these women that went on the stand, to say something or tell a situation that they had with this man, hey, everybody coming in, they basically had a jealousy streak for the next woman that was either before or after them. If y'all remember when Cassie was on the stand, she said that she was jealous of Kim, okay? And she was also jealous of Gina, okay? Now you got the Jane Doe on the stand, and she lets it be known that she's basically, or was basically, jealous of Young Miami. She basically went on Instagram and seen Diddy bragging about having sex with Young Miami for over 48 hours, and she felt a certain way about that. So now she hits him and tells him, like, listen, I'm not gonna be just in these parties and just doing this, because she see, anytime a female see another female receive what it is that she's doing, the things to receive the things that she actually wants to receive, and she sees somebody else receiving those things, that's going to be a problem, baby. And if you remember when Puffy and Young Miami first came out to everybody, only thing they really talked about really was the sex that they engaged with. He let it be known that he was single and not in a relationship, and she let it be known that she liked it just, you understand? Yes, 48 hours. Yes, they had it for 48 hours, but you got to remember, these people was on things that made them be able to last that long, okay? They would be going for days on and days on. Now, the person that's on this stand, what confused me is, how could you say that you was a friend to these people? She was a friend of me, okay? Everybody was fighting for the same position, if you ask me, and that's Puffy leading lady. And once nobody got that, jealousy definitely set in, because you definitely was a friend of me, friend. Because if you saying, right, if y'all saying, y'all let me know how my mic is doing, okay? Yes, boots always on the ground, baby. Tay be outside, okay? Now, if you saying that you was a victim and these people was a friend to you, when it came down to Puffy actually getting in contact with these people and finding out where they are and getting them back to where he is, that's the part that you played, sis. You will call these women and be on some, listen, Diddy said you better call him in 2 minutes. Well, listen, I don't know. You knew. You definitely knew. So to play like you didn't know, you was acting like you was slow, because you was basically the director within his situation. She was his right-hand man. A person's assistant is like their right-hand man. They are with them and do everything for them hand in hand. Anything that needs to be done, they will be the person that will be doing it, friend. That's why when nobody else was around, her and him was going to Pound Town. These people engage in the same things, okay? And Puffy was groomed into this situation of having these parties. It didn't just start, okay? If we're going to talk about it, we're going to have to bring it from the top. The Clyde Davis, the Russell Simmons, the Jeannie Levine, Jeannie Aveen. I think I said that right. Yes. Let's talk about it. Okay, so he just continued the situations that was being done to him and that he was being included with, and just started his own situation outside of them and started to draw new people in. And the associates that he had with him, they was definitely down with it. And I'm going to be honest, that is my true feeling. Okay. If you want to know, that is definitely my true feeling. Tay got her notes. Okay. I definitely didn't come to play because, see, it's easy to put a person on a stand. See, that victim role will throw you off your game, because once you start seeing tears and stuff, oh, look at the view, y'all. Look at the view. Y'all see the view? Listen, once they put a woman in a situation where she's dropping crocodile tears, then people actually start to forget the roles that they played. Do y'all really realize the roles that this lady played? She was his assistant. So she was the person that was also navigating and setting up parties. Okay, let's get into the factors of when Little Rod gave his lawsuit. That should have let you know that Diddy was into dudes. Okay, that right there should have let you know that Diddy was into dudes, because the dude was the one that was bringing the lawsuit, boo-boo. And it wasn't for things like, oh, he's overworking me, or think, no, he was overworking people. That's definitely for sure. Okay, he was definitely overworking people. Hey, Jay Waters. Hey, Renithia. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Jeff. Hey, everybody coming in. Definitely hit that like button. Please, 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 and please again. Okay, so now when you go through these people text messages, right? When they was conversating and it wasn't the factors of no arguments that was going on, or nobody wasn't in their feelings, everything was smooth willing. Okay, let's get down to the factors of this lady that's on the stand right now saying that, oh, a person was how can I say, forcing her because he was threatening not to pay her rent. What was the deal that you signed up for to get your rent paid in the first place? Because everybody know that Diddy gave each one of his women an allowance. Okay, they had an allowance. So within the factors of that allowance, that was within the factors of them being paid for the escapades that they was including themselves in. And if you're not going to be including yourself within the escapades, then what are you getting paid for again? Because at some point in time, the assistant role, it kind of went to the back burner, and a person started moving like they was one of a person's lover. And when this was something that we supposed to be doing in our off time from work, you already know. I mean, let's just be honest, though. Hell, the coming out the great Smokey Rob. Yes, let's talk about it. These things did not, first of all, okay, for 2 days straight, I've been going back watching old like interviews and Diddy tapes and stuff like that. Do y'all really realize the people that was at them parties? Do y'all really realize the Mariah Careys? Okay, we not gonna forget about these people. Like, now it's just that where is Farnsworth? Where now the umbrella guy might have to come to the front of the class. The umbrella guy may definitely have to come to the front of the class. Thank you, Terry. Everybody who was involved or hung around Diddy, everybody gonna, yes. And that's what I'm saying. And I don't think that people is getting it. Victim. These is co-defendants. They was the ones that was helping him set up his missions. These people was traveling with drugs. Okay. They was a part in helping people create cover-ups. And let's talk about the fact is I'm starting to look at the stylist and the makeup artist a whole lot different, y'all. I am definitely starting to look at the makeup artist and the stylist a whole lot different, because these people seem to be here just for one reason. Okay. And that's covering up the bruises. It seemed like they just around to cover up the bruises at any point in time that they are needed. They are basically right there to patch some things right on up, because y'all was helping this man keep people in the cut, if that's what y'all saying. Okay, everybody knew when they say, oh, Cassie was over here for days because she was beat up a certain type of way. Oh, when she came out the room and people seen her, all those people that kept their mouth closed let you know that they came batteries not included. Definitely, everybody is guilty. Don't get on this stand. Don't get on the stand and start trying to act like you a victim and he's just the guilty man. No. If that man is guilty, not saying if he's guilty, because he's definitely guilty of some shit, just like all of them is. But we not gonna make it seem like he made this operation coexist on his own. And a lot of people, like I said, that did help him keep the situation going or played parts within the situation of the going. Okay. They got immunity within the situation, baby. Let's talk about the factors of the Craig Macks. Okay. The people that was basically bullied out of contracts, that if they wasn't willing to give into the situation, then it wasn't, listen, this person, listen, Craig Mack said, listen, no money, no honey, baby. And I'm not talking about no booty, okay? It won't be no records being made if it won't be no cash being paid. And then it's crazy because out of all the people that started the situation that created Bad Boy, okay, all of them is dead right now except for Puffy and Albie Shore. And thank God Albie Shore is still here after they tried to take him out. What are we talking about? Okay, the real story that these people know or need to know, it went to rest with a lot of people that is in the grave at this point in time. The Kim, the Biggie, the Tupac. Okay, let's talk about the Sean. This man had his own artist served 10 years, and I hope they don't think I'm still Jenny from the block is innocent. No, cause Shorty is hot. Okay, she come from the Bronx, and what's in the Bronx? A lot of cocaine. Okay, so her family definitely was in the game. Don't let that pretty face and that smile fool you. In that nightclub that day when it came down to the okay, who you think was carrying? Jenny from the block. Okay, and they only separated because the spot was hot. Like, listen, girl, we trying to do something different with your career, so you're gonna have to go over there. Puffy gonna have to stay over there. But behind closed doors, these people still was very well connected because all of these people share within the same fetish. What is people not seeing is when people, it be that one straw that break the camel's back. Once people see that they not getting their way like that, then it all goes awry. Okay, because why would jealousy be something that be dwelling inside if you know that y'all have that swinger side? If you know that you stepped into a situation with a man and it always been a multiple plan, how all of a sudden you think that you're going to get with him and it's just going to be you and him? How, friend? How? You must think you got that coche. That coche, my friend, and none of it worked, friend, because if y'all saying that he actually got turned on by different things, then that lets you know that the different things is what he was actually into, and it wasn't you. And it wasn't you. Hey, all of those that said hi. I'm doing good today, Talisha. Oh, no, you didn't. Jenny on cell block H. I'm telling you, they letting all the wrong people be great. And now they talking about that they feeling like they want to get rid of juror number 6. Like the prosecutors, they saying they want the juror number 6 up out of here. Whereas Puffy defense team is like, no, let him stay. Do y'all think it was some type of coercion, or do it shows some type of connection in some type of way? Me personally, you don't know, because ain't no way you've been living on this earth for over 10, 15 years anywhere, unless you was under a rock and you don't know who Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, or any of the above is. So to find somebody that's actually giving a non-biased opinion, it's kind of hard. Even outside the courtroom, the people done came here all the way from their countries on vacation. These people barely even speak English, and they outside the courtroom like the Puff Daddy, the Daddy of Puff. Yes. Do you think he's no? Me don't know too much. Okay. The people from the UK, they is definitely on the case, and they is definitely paying attention to what's going on every day. But what's crazy is in a lot of other places, they not even letting the court case play because they said it's turning the people up and making them crazy. Sure is. And it is. Let me see. Hey, Cheryl, welcome in. Listen, A friend of a friend is no friend of a friend, because a lot of times people bring their friends into these situations. Me personally, I will never look at Cassie's song the same. She was already with Ryan Leslie, right? Let's get into that, right? And then when she made her song, what was her hit? It's Me and You. Now, I've been waiting. Think I'm gonna make a move. Now, baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you little fast ass. Well, did you? Yes, you wanted to see if he liked it. And obviously, at some point in time, y'all liked it the same things, because it's kind of crazy. All of these women wanted to see Puffy with men. The woman that's on the stand right now even like to engage and see him with men. Like, they was slutting Puff out. They was, just as well as he was slutting them. He was definitely being slutted too, friend. The bottle, thousands of bottles of baby oil on the wall, if that's what you want to say. They was bringing in little child swimming pools and filling them up with baby oil, and people was taking a dive. You know how it feel when baby oil get up in your eye? How y'all was filling up baby pools with baby oil? And it wasn't just him, it was groups of people, friend. Like, where's the French Montanas? Okay, the TD Jakes, all of these people that was at these parties. Okay, and I know some of these people is definitely gonna have to pop up in this case, because they play a major part. Just like down to the factors of Keefe D. He old as shit right now, and he behind bars basically, but they trying to say that he did the, when it come down to Tupac. But I'm gonna tell you right now what I'm thinking. Puffy is just sitting and seeing and watching, and he must got a safe somewhere. I'm telling you. And he gonna be like, listen, I need you to punch in code such and such and such and such, open up such and such and such, and you got the tape of this person, the tape of that person, and the tape of all the other people that act like they about to sit here and see me go down to my demise. He about to be like, in whatchamacallit, what is that? New York, I forgot, with Nino Brown. Okay, if I go down, we all go down. That's the type of situation is definitely going to be, because I don't know if these people actually read into the lawsuits that this man agreed to, and the things that it said that this man was doing within those lawsuits. But a lot of the people in the names that was called within those lawsuits, especially Little Rod's lawsuit told a story. Okay, anybody that was in that lawsuit, see, he didn't just drag, he's the one who opened the can of worms within this situation. He helped, okay, between Puffy pissing those liquor people off, and Little Rod coming up out here, because it wasn't Cassie actually that broke the camel's back. Okay, he still was coming on Instagram giving apologies for that, like, yeah, you know, I'm sick, but I'm getting help for it. You know, brother love loves everybody, and you know, the people was kind of, well, nah, that nigga kind of tried to knock her head between the washing machine and dryer. But you know, some people were still willing to buy it. Domestic violence is domestic violence. I don't care whether you on a drug or not. Okay, if you beat somebody to that point, okay, and if that mean that they was having an escapade, that mean that they both was on drugs, right, at that time. All it would have took is for him to hit her the wrong way, and she fall and hit her head, baby, and that would have been all, and that would have been it. I wonder if that's what happened to Kim, because that death was definitely mysterious. Okay, but it wasn't too mysterious, because we already know where this go. We already know. The Smokey Robinsons, the Bill Cosbys, the ones that we grew up to from babies, baby. And now you hearing these stories about these men and their engagement. But it start from the top, baby. Okay, it start from the top. You bring the people at the top down, which they never going to do, never will be able to do, never going to happen. But if you bring the people down from the top, then at the end of the day, you have a stronger case. But as long as we playing around with the play around, and we bringing all of these females on the stand just to cry and act like they was victim when they was definitely a part of the party, shit, without them, it wouldn't have been no party, if you ask me. They was the party. Okay, they was the ones that was going and seeking out the factors of these party engagers, S workers. Okay, they definitely was the ones going out and sorting out the ex workers. They had particular ex workers that they like to engage with on different occasions, but they brung that person in on the regular basis. Okay, it be a lot going on. Okay, we ain't gonna forget that we heard Meek Mill screaming in the video about a couple of years ago. What happened to that? He's still fighting for the factors of his manhood in the hood. Okay, and people still don't believe he good. I don't give a damn how macho you is and how much hair you walk around on with your face. Anytime you got Diddy calling you daddy, something is something, friend. Something is definitely something, because see, Diddy got a way of letting people know that things is his. He's very territorial and controlling. They said that he wasn't, or he didn't get much, how can I say, attention as a kid. He wasn't one of the popular people, right? So basically, people that don't grow up popular, they basically try to do things that make them popular or stand out to let people know that they are a popular person. And being that he was able to get the money after being Andre Harrell, Love Slave, and Clyde Davis, little humpy boy for years, because they fired him in 1993, okay? Yes, Andre Harrell said, listen, it ain't no room in the castle for two kings. What you mean it ain't no room in the castle for two kings? And that's all it been in the castle is the kings. The kings is the ones that's doing the partying. The kings is the ones that's doing the partying. So anyway, he fired Puffy in 1993, right? But kept him on payroll, baby. What do that sound like to you? What do that sound like to you? The only time I know people get fired and still get paid is unemployment, baby. Because if I'm firing you, that means that at some point in time, our agreement far as work has come to an end. That means I'm not paying you no more, friend. But he still gave him payment because of the engagement. Okay, and then he told him, listen, all right, now I'm tired of I done groomed you enough. We done groomed you enough. Now we need you to go out there as Puff and bring other people into us. Come on. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, and that's the way the cookie been crumbling for years. Okay, they done blackballed DJ Khaled. Okay, DJ Khaled, we're DJ Khaled. And another one. Where's the other one? Okay, where's the other one and another one? They done took away, listen, Rick Ross got down with the city and they helped him get rid of his titties. Stop playing. They said, what, you don't want to be fat no more? We can help that. Come on over here, big boy. Come on over here, big boy, because it's a type. It's like a buffet. Okay, everybody got their type, baby. Okay, you could be slim, thick, in between, male, woman. At this point in time, at these parties, it did not matter. That's right. Let them know. Support your girl. Definitely support your girl, Latte World. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Yes. I'm telling you, listen, these people was, I don't know where they not realizing. A lot of these females was some had the title ex-worker, but even the ones that was in the office's assistant was just being high class hoes. They was being high class hoes. When you give somebody some coochie and they pay your rent, what is that consistent of, sis? Or bro, let Tay know. Cause that's seeming like you hoeing. What they say, they about a little stiff and some bubble gum. You definitely was getting the stiffy, and they definitely was passing off the bubble gum. And then these people was getting paid through the company, baby, through Bad Boy and the different entities. So that meant at that point in time, they was getting paid for a job. Even Cassie money came from the factors of the Bad Boy and the other entity. It didn't come straight from the P. Diddy. Say what? And then I will never see, because people think that it's a game. Everybody was on the cuckoo chain. Anytime I don't give a damn, okay? You could sit up there on that stand and say what you say, but anytime you tell me that you ate mac and cheese with his mama with sperm drizzled on top of it for Thanksgiving and other type of parties, then mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because I can understand the effing, whatever it is, because okay, we grown, that is shit that we do. But I don't know if people was coming up with the fountain of youth and they was up there doing a little drizzle, 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 but it was crazy. They not into the things that regular people is into. Okay. And when you're not into regular things, you got to find people that match you. Okay. You're not going to see people with the LGBT community. They will be friends, of course. You know, respect is respect. But when it come down to them doing their things, they're going to do things with like-minded people, just like heterosexuals. I'm going to go around my kind when it comes down for me to drop it low, drop it to the floor. You understand? I'm not gonna be over there looking at this if I'm over there. If I know what I want is really over there, and they into the same thing. Why? It just makes sense. Hey, Nina. Okay. Okay, when you have a fetish, you find a fetish partner, a person that's going to be willing to fetish with you. And all of these people was into fetishes too. Okay, you're not going to have somebody peeing on you if that's not something that you do. And then let's talk about how they was just walking around swapping infections. Let's talk about how they was just walking around swapping infections because, oh yeah, now you don't want to do it roll no more once your cootie all toe up. But before then, y'all, Robbie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, what? All raw skin. They just was infection, 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 infection. So y'all just was, oh, and where was they getting these IV bags from? Okay, it had to be some type of medical establishment. Are these people not like it takes a chain of things to make things go a certain way. These people had documented identities so they would be able to check in different places, baby, not as themselves, even though the people that was in the hotels knew exactly who they were. Even sometimes these people would share rooms and other people would have parties. They would throw parties for other people. So it wasn't always the factors of party. Puffy was just the only one partying in those rooms. And let's talk about them rooms. Them rooms they said was disgusting. Okay. They had blood, baby oil, a little bit of it, all type of stuff. Are you kidding me? And you mean to tell me when these people signed up, they took the money, 2,000 to 4,000. There was payment for the engagement. When people showed up to that door, okay, and they got there and seen what it is that they was there for. Nobody said no, no, no. They came back again and again and again and again. So they're going to have to show us a harder case, friend. We're going to need to see some more information because right now they bullshitting with the bullshitting and not getting down with the get down. And now they saying that they want to get rid of Juror 6 now. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because if that's the case, you should just get rid of the whole goddamn courtroom. If you're going to get rid of Juror 6, then everybody in the courtroom need to be kicked to the other side, exactly where Puffy ass sit. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that should be his co-defendants, baby. But we going to wait and see. This is not Rico. Yes, it's abuse. Thank you, Nitty. Thank you, Nitty. Thank you, Nitty. Because other than that, everybody else was willing to get down with the gritty. So you feel me, Nitty, at the end of the day, if they was trying to prove domestic violence, okay, that case would have been shut and sealed. As soon as that tape of Cassie getting kicked down the hallway, that was real. That was real. So outside of the factors of that, it wouldn't have took nothing else to prove anything on that level. Okay, the domestic violence would have been out the door. It would have been already done. Case closed. All right. But when we talking about racketeering and money laundering and all of this other stuff, who was helping him move it, friend? Huh? Hmm? Huh? Hmm? Help me figure out. Is that the one that kept making the faces? Right. Yes. Yes. That's the juror that kept making the faces. Absolutely. Because they felt at some point in time, the juror and Puffy must have had got some type of eye contact, or because of the faces that they was making or the person was making, it should, when you make a face, it shows emotion. Okay. And the emotion that it may show, it may be for the good or for the bad, because it may mean that what you hearing, it may have an effect on you. So now you may be impressionable. You understand what I'm saying? Basically tainted, because jurors are there to be non-biased. They are the ones that's making the decision within the situation. So they can't listen to one person within the case before it even get to the end and start having feelings about it, friend. Because then they won't even be able to make it to the end. Everybody that gets on that stand, they will have a feeling for a friend. Cassie was sleeping with the entire escort community. Yes, for 10 years. Yes, she was. And she was. And she was. And she was. But even though she was doing that for the years, how is it not none of these women was worried about anything other than the factors of the other woman that he was with? You mean to tell me you was doing all of this and doing all of that, and you was still worrying about him being with Kim, when not for nothing she was there first for him? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Just because you left your man to fuck on him, that don't mean that he was going to leave his Kim. And then you thought that y'all was going to be having some children. He know what he do behind closed doors with you. He can no. Red carpets and children is a whole different thing, okay? You can walk down a red carpet as an artist, but walking down the red carpet as my baby mother, and I know that we just been eating macaroni and cheese, drizzling babies. I'm gonna have to find somebody else to do it. I'm definitely going to have to find somebody else to do it. Dead serious. Yes, she is. She definitely dirty too. She's just one of many. And we know people can be very vengeful, okay? Like, I ain't do this with this nigga for all of these years, excuse me, right? For all of these years, and I'm just gonna be, he think he gonna just move. Come on. He was with Young Miami for a short a matter of time, okay? And he was basically parading her around on his arm. Look at the what is it called? The allowance. Look at how much of an allowance he gave her. She got a show. She got different things. And I'm not sure fully of the things that she was doing behind the scenes, but she was sitting these bitches down, baby, because she said, listen, don't play with me because I make Puff put you on all four. That's exactly what she said. So they must have felt threatened by her in some type of way. And even though Cassie got the fuck going, that wasn't her plan. That was Sean's, if you want to ask me. Because once you seen that you wasn't going to be his leading lady, let's clock that T. You was going to do nothing but be good for the parties. Okay? And once you wore out for the parties, you know good. Just like Puffy moved up and the older people move up, the people that is engaging move up as well. And they do. They do. Because they're going to need a new flock, okay? They can't be sitting here with the same old stock. At some point in time, it gets boring, and they need to bring somebody else in. Listen, bitch, if you're not a part of the situation, then you're going to have to get lost, because that's what you came in here for, of course. Y'all look at the view for a minute. Ain't that view so nice, y'all? That view is nice, right? I love it here. There's a man down there fishing. I don't know if I see him or whatever the case may be, but he definitely is. Ain't it so calm and so serene? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, but for real, I'm wondering, because I know that we got a couple of weeks left, right? We got a couple of weeks left. I definitely understand that. And within a couple of weeks, hold on, y'all. Let me see something real quick. There we go. And within a couple of weeks, I hope we actually get to see something that's a little bit more promising, that shows us the conviction or the guiltiness of Diddy. Because right now it seemed like the only thing they wanted us to know is how much that he be fucking for show. That's how it seems. That That's all we keep hearing about is the escapades. Let's hear about the money trades, the different business partners that was helping him do different things. Okay, we seen who it is that y'all say is the victims. And me personally, if you've been around long enough, it's not hard to figure out who the person is that's on the stand, even though we ain't gonna say, because I ain't trying to get my shit clipped for him. Okay, but if you know, then you know. And sis is some ish. Okay, she is definitely not innocent. Okay, don't let that clear woman get on that stand and fool you. Do you hear me? Do not. Okay, because these people be having their own agendas. Okay, because at the end of the day, they be having their own agendas. Oh Lord, y'all, it is starting to rain. That means Tay is gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to pick this up when I get in house. Okay, and look, can y'all see it starting to rain? Yes, it's definitely starting to rain, but I ain't got my umbrella friend. But while I sit here, I'm gonna pack my bag while I continue to talk to y'all. But yes, it's a lot of people that played within this situation. Even down to the fact is that Gene Deal, he kept it real. Puffy's going to have to pay for his shit. This, we know that, and we know this. Okay, but who's going to be paying for shit with? He shouldn't be paying for it with self, because he sure had the help of others. He sure did. And yes, he did. So we need to see that list. Okay, the Stevie J's. Faith, where you at? Faith, where you at, girl? Because all of y'all was in this together. Jay-Z, where you at, baby? And I mean, I don't mean to be calling out whole, because I'm from Brooklyn too, you know, the rock boo-boo. But if you was out here victimizing people, then your ass need to go too. Nobody is off limits. If we gonna have a case, let's have a real case, baby. Okay, because I'm pretty sure if some of the people wasn't as afraid to talk, we would know a whole lot more. But some of these people don't went underneath a rock because they actually been scared for their lives. For sure. You see the people just sitting out there, you know, people coming to the courtroom to see who's this and what part people played and what's going to be played. And it seemed like the only thing that's getting played right now is the people, because they turning this into a circus. Okay? That's what they doing, is turning it into an all-out damn circus. Okay? It's more information outside the courtroom than in the courtroom, if you want to ask me. Go ahead, start walking to the house, y'all. Yes. It's more information outside of the courthouse than it is in the courthouse, because in the courthouse is nothing but a little law talk, just a lot of law talk. It seemed like a lot of running in circles, And even when the other lawyer, he passed off the book to the people, to the jurors, for them to be able to see what it is that they seen. I think this is when the juror number 6 started making faces, baby, because, well, shit, now he probably looking at everybody different, like, bitch, you ain't so innocent. So why you sitting here trying to fake it? Why is you sitting here trying to fake it for the people? We actually know who you are. Everybody want to come in with their shoulders down, and they so ashamed now. Y'all was not ashamed when y'all was taking these big trips, and y'all was planning the parties, and y'all was getting the people to come to it. But now everybody is so ashamed and everybody is so afraid, right? I'm gonna let y'all walk to the house with me. Now everybody is so ashamed and so afraid. You wasn't so ashamed and you wasn't so afraid. You was partying, sister. That's what you was doing. Now you want to be out here crying in the car because you got to remember, with Puffy off the street, that's a lot of people money also, baby. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. So if they was getting their money from him doing the things that they was doing, did they get a new source? Do they have a now? Do they now have a new outsourcing resource? Something had to keep things going, of course. Of course. These things don't just stop. You see the area? This is the area. It's beautiful, right? It's about the rain, so I'm about to take my behind in-house. But yes, we definitely gonna have to finish this conversation. Tay is gonna come with another update. Unfortunately, it's raining out here, and I'm out here with my babies. So with that being said, make sure y'all hit that like button when I do finally get upstairs. Okay, maybe I'll go live again, and we could finish the conversation. Everybody have a good night.